This video is sponsored by Train World, America's discount model train store since 1968.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy from the DIY and Digital, and it's time for another layout update. Welcome back everybody. First of all, if you haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button so that you are eligible for the 10,000 subscriber giveaway sponsored by Train World. Those guys were awesome enough to give me a couple of prizes to give away to you guys as a thank you, and you do have to be a subscriber to be eligible. To see how to enter plus check out those prizes, you can check out a link in the description below as well as right up here. And speaking of that, Train World is in the New York City metro area, so please, please, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. So I've been doing some more work on my layout because it's COVID-19 quarantine time, which means that other than taking care of my kids and making sure that everything is good, all I got to do is work on the layout. So let's take a look at what I've done. So the main focus of April was working towards that functional completion of the layout. And what that really meant is I really needed to get to work on getting the base level scenery done so that I could do my tweaking and working on the layout. Now what that meant was I bought some of these really cheap trees, which I've done tutorials on in the past. I'll link that right up here. And I started planting them all over the layout. When I say all over, I mean all over. They come in 20 packs. And I still have a decent amount of work to do with them, including changing the shade because they're a bit too light of a green, but I figured that I can do that while it's on the layout rather than individually, and it'll be fairly easy. The other thing that I really worked on was getting the base dirt and base ground foam layer done on the back corner of the layout, which was the only section left, as well as getting the ballast on the last little bit of track that I had unballasted. The next thing I worked on was the staging yard. And the staging yard has been a relatively new addition to the layout. I still wasn't sure completely if I was going to do that or just have a fiddle track. But getting this thing electrically sound has really been part of the goal of April. And I, for the most part, have done that. I got a little bit more soldering, but you can see all my locomotives have power. And that has really been a good amount of work. What it really entailed was me attaching feeders to all of the different sections of track. And since this is purely staging, I didn't exactly go for neatness. I just soldered them and made sure that the trains could run over them just fine without any derailments. The other big addition was I put a dedicated programming track in the staging yard right here as well, which has been absolutely fantastic since I also used the staging yard for speed matching. So great idea to put a programming track right in your staging yard. The final thing that I've been working on in April is getting my 3D printed buildings really nailed down and getting the prints themselves nailed down so I can start detailing them. Here's some of the 3D printed buildings I've done. I'm actually probably going to replace all of my old buildings in the downtown area with 3D printed buildings. I've really got them down pat, and I actually am hoping to eventually sell some of these models because I'm so happy with the way that they turned out. And that's something that I've talked about in the past, maybe an Etsy store or something like it. Not really sure there, but the 3D printing process has been a major learning curve, and we're going to start seeing more of that in future videos, including next week when I'm going to show you guys how I designed one of my 3D printed buildings using a resin 3D printer, in this case an Anycubic Photon. And it was quite a process into trial and error and just how long it takes to print a building. So you guys will get a peek at that, plus how I prep the models and get everything ready with my wash and cure station that I created myself. So that's what's been going on my layout in the month of April. It's been a weird month with the stay-at-home order that is at least in my home state. I think it's a lot of other people's states as well. But I'm making the best of it, spending more time with my family, working from home, and getting some more work done on the layout. I know that I am lucky enough to have it better than some people right now in the world. And because of that, I do ask that if you are considering monetary donations to help fight COVID-19, that you consider Samaritan's Purse. No, they are not a sponsor of this channel. No, I am not affiliated with them in any way whatsoever, except for the fact that they are a nonprofit organization from my home state of North Carolina. So if you were considering that, they're the ones that built the field hospital in New York City Central Park. They also built a field hospital in Italy to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. You can go to their website, SamaritansPurse.org, for more information on how to donate to their part in this fight in this global pandemic. Okay, everyone, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you're eligible for that 10,000 subscriber giveaway sponsored by Train World. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Also, stay safe out there. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Happy railroading!